I was expecting that this would have a very tragic story, but thanks to the author, I can finally relax because they got a very happy ending. Before we get started, I just want to remind our viewers that if you like seeing more yaoi content and would like to support this channel, please don't forget to smash that like button. Also, if you haven't done so, please subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell. Feel free to message me in my social media at ZEALED FUJOSHI, which I'll be using to interact with viewers about more yaoi content. If that's something that interests you, feel free to follow me at ZEALED FUJOSHI. Finally, this episode will contain explicit content and a lot of manhwa spoilers. With that in mind, please proceed with caution. You have been warned. Now, without further ado, let's jump into chapter 76, 78, 79 of Gone with the Bubbles. I'm going to be combining the 4 special chapters, which is chapter 76, 77, 78, and 79, if you go chronologically, right? Because the author isn't kidding when this series was changed from the category or genre of Shounen-ai to Yaoi. All of the 4 chapters, the special chapters that was released, was pure smut. And it's kind of hard to make commentary on a bunch of huffing bubbles. So that's why we're combining the best part on each chapters in this one episode. And I hope that you don't mind if I did that. Anyway, originally I was really rooting for the vice president to end up with our main character. Yet after everything that happened on the main story, I seriously don't know anymore why I was rooting for the vice president, to be honest. I'm sad that the main story ended, and I had high hopes for the special chapters is going to be somehow good, and it did not fail me. Anyways, I'm still not completely content with the yellow-haired guy. I forgot his name. He's the student. And he became the villain on the main story. It just doesn't suit his character. And hopefully this special chapters will bring some justice to his character. But I'm not gonna lie, I am so sorry, but Taeho was a total asshole on the main story. Through the beginning to the very end, there is literally nothing he did right. And in these special chapters, I'm really happy to see that, or I'm very glad to see that Taeho knew that he was trash through the 75 chapters of the main story. And you can completely see his regret about everything that has happened. I think, though, that there were some times that he regretted on the main story because of the way he talked about his perspective from when Eunwoo and Taeho kissed for the first time. It seems that he did care, but he didn't know what his feelings were in general, right? And we can see in the first 75 chapters that Taeho didn't want Eunwoo to die. So there was the essence that he kept his distance away from Eunwoo because he was afraid that the curse will activate and then Eunwoo might die. So even though he was complete trash in the first 75 chapters, there were some instances that we know he cares, but it still doesn't change his behavior on the first 75 chapters. But now that we're seeing these special chapters and we completely see a completely different Taeho, a Taeho that's really loving, very sympathetic, very understanding, very loving. It kind of feels like the first 75 chapters were, why did it even happen? Like, why? But I am very glad that they got together in the very end, and Eunwoo is slowly recovering both the bad and the good memories, which I'm really glad, because it's kind of silly if he would only remember the good memories, because I doubt that there were a lot of good memories. I'm pretty sure most of his memories with Taeho was all bittersweet. I'm not gonna say sad or bad memories, but I'm pretty sure it was bittersweet. So I'm really glad that he is remembering both good and the bittersweet memories, right? And let's not forget about the chapter before the specials, where I almost buried this series to the ground. Because my gosh, like, I was so angry with Taeho for the first 75 chapters. I'm not gonna lie to you. So in these special chapters, seeing how what could have been from the very beginning if they were more communicative and more open and more honest about their feelings. This special chapters was supposed to be, it kind of feels like this was supposed to be the story that was in that first 75 chapters. Like, I kind of am angry why it took 75 chapters to get to this point where we almost thought that Eunwoo has died. So that's why I kind of felt like I really wanted to bury this series to the ground. But then again, when I first saw the first chapter of the special chapter, all of the anger I had for the first 75 chapters were completely gone, because my gosh, when Eunwoo peeked on that rock with his cute little big eyes, looking so damn cute and yet confused, when Taeho ran and hugged him, my heart completely melted. I completely forgot all of the anger I had for the first 75 chapters. So Han Taeho, you better tell Eunwoo that you treated him like shit, as well as apologize on your knees. You're getting a second chance, and you better thank your lucky stars that Eunwoo didn't disappear for good. Treat him like he's the most precious thing to you. I swear to God, you are so lucky, and better thank all your freaking gods that Eunwoo is still alive. But then again, remembering back on the ending of the first 75 chapters, Han Taeho was about to end it all just for his special fish boy. So, looking back to that, I kind of find this whole thing ridiculous, and yet the part where they confess to each other pulled all of the strings that's on my heart. Like, I'm just really glad that they are finally back together. I must admit that they didn't have a good start. They don't have a lot of good memories together. And I sometimes feel like it's too late for Taeho to realize how much he loves Eunwoo. But now seeing them in pain and seeing how much love they have for each other, I just feel like I just genuinely want them to be happy. I don't know if I'm the only one who feels like this, but I like the side stories so much better than the main stories. There's a lot of emotions and a lot of sexy scenes in these chapters than the whole main stories. So I kind of wish that we would get more chapters in these specials rather than, and I kind of just want to forget the first 75 chapters. I kind of feel like these special chapters can stand on its own. And I absolutely love the special chapters. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please don't forget to follow my social media to be teased about some of the boys' love that I'm interested in. Feel free to leave me a message and converse with me. I'd love to hear back from you. And please consider supporting the show by donating as little as 99 cents through my website www.zealedfujoshi.xyz. And please don't forget to support the author. All the manhwa details can be found in the description below. Again, thank you so much and hope to see you next time.